You know if you wise for Lagos, you know if you wise for anywhere. You understand? Few keys. Badu. Push. Eko ile. Eko ake. Naija ni bi. Alaye lo asese. Torí Eko lele. Wọ́n ní Eko làwọn. Àkànmú Eko lele. Àṣẹ Eko làwọn. Oko Eko lele. Wọ́n ní Eko làwọn. Kárí ìfọ̀wé Eko lele. Ọmọlọ́dà Eko làwọn. Ọmọ boys. Come for me. We enter the club. To give them a bad dash. Oh, you go. Hustle, show love, we get to. They call it in my baba. Hey, yeah, they call it. One need the cola. I come, they call it. I say the cola. The cola. One need the cola. I need for me the cola. Oh no, the cola. Say, Kimako Parikata.
We want to welcome everybody to Lagos Experience, my Lagos Experience on the Ipako Radio live from the Ipako local government here, and it's another beautiful Friday. We have the pleasure of having one of the best when it comes to journalism as far as Ipako Lagos State, Nigeria is concerned in the studio. He was supposed to be with us last week, but for unforeseen exigencies, he couldn't make it. And we promise you that yes, we'll still bring him on, and to the glory of God, we are pleased to tell you that he's here with us live in the studio. Somebody that we refer to as the grandfather of journalism in Ipako, a pioneer journalist that most of us are emulating. When it comes to community reporting, Lagos reportage, and even the nation at large, we're talking about the publisher of Ipako Ijaye Post. And that was the first time that Ipako Ijaye was projected, be it in print or what have you. Also the publisher of Global Times International magazine, our own dear grandfather, father, and uncle, as far as journalism is concerned, Mr. Tunde Bello. Nice to have you in the studio with us, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Last week we expected to have you here, but when you put a call across that one or two things came up, you won't be available. We received like some numbers of people that wanted to hear from you, that wanted to listen to you. They said that it's been a while they've seen you. So far, sir, how has it been?
I must be honest, it has not been easy. Let's give glory to God for my life. I've gone through so many things, which most of you know. At least in both local government, faculty, and the but above all, let us give thanks to God. Let us give thanks to God. And I believe I've been here today. It has been a pastor. The process, I lost my wife almost about 2 years ago.
Wow.
And since then, I was also sick. And I give glory to God for those who came to my rescue. I can't the number of people that at least turn up to come and rescue, and especially when my wife was sick. I still thank them for their response. Especially people like Chief Prince, let me call him Prince, Honorable Bola Omisore.
Former member, Lagos State House of Assembly, Ipako constituency.
Exactly. I know what really happened to me. We are so close. And it came to my rescue. But this shouldn't happen. Thank you so much. I felt smart. As the local government chairman
Of Ipako.
the local government, I call it thank the former executive secretary who brought the whole issue to limelight. You know, and sometimes when you fight people, you need to know maybe that person will be another person that will come and assist or give me a kind of help. I give him a chance. I give him kudos for all he did. He brought the case to the stakeholders.
Executive Secretary, that is Mr. Rotimi Adele.
Exactly. Mr. Rotimi Adele. He comes to my house many times and he said to me, what is happening? So my wife said, no, this matter has to take it up. And he took it up. I give him kudos. I equally thank the honorable member of House of Assembly, Lagos States, our big, let me call him one of the best personality, one of the best legislators we have today. Apart from Lagos State. He called through one of his one of his aides. That's Agoye. Okay. Agoye. He said, send me your account. Well, to the corporate world, I call it time then, especially late. I wouldn't forget that guy. I wouldn't forget him. That was the corporate affairs manager of Access. You know, he pursued the matter to the management. He said, we have to do something. He called me, said, today, send me your account. Send 500,000 naira to me. That's at the corporate world level. You know, I equally thank Mr. Ramon
of UBA.
Thank you so much. Who else will I forgot? There's so many of them I can't count. My colleagues who came around, who came and read around me. That is what will I call it? The publisher of Death Books, Mr. Shon. It doesn't matter to the so because we have a body that is we call it CDPA. You know, we brought it towards them and they took it up from there. Then I equally thank the president of that association, that is Mr. I don't forget so many things these days. I don't know.
It is well.
Let me just remember Joshua Polo. Everybody knows Joshua. The corporate world, the business of journalism. Yes, we call it business. He took it up. So that was advice to that association. He took it up. But upon God, I give glory to God. The one thing that saddened me, I must be honest with you. In fact, I don't want to mention this, but I have to mention it. Because when the matter came up, that was my life and my sickness as well. Honorable Bishop called the past chairman of the local government. Okay. He said, I was beside him. He said, we have to come to rescue. Honorable Bishop told him, we have to come and rescue this guy. What are you going to do? You know, the funniest thing is that he said, he's having one issue, one important issue that is attending to. I just laughed. Just because he
that's a former council chairman.
Yes, he happened to be a great
Immediate past.
Immediate past, yes, of course. I was so bitter. I said, what is this guy saying about health? Imagine those boys. Imagine those guys. I don't want to use boys or those guys. Imagine the current people that they don't even know much about us. They came to that rescue. They didn't want to. They didn't even want to hear anything. But they said, Ebon, you have to come to the rescue. And this is a person I've known for quite 3 decades. And he happens to be at the end of affairs. So he doesn't know where to put it. Where has I even
at least when you started in Pakoja post, he was a counselor here.
Exactly, he was a counselor. He was a counselor, and we were very so close. I remember a lot of things that we had together. I don't want to mention, but it was. I felt very sad.
And you didn't get any support
at all.
It's all right. Sir, we'll be back. Let's go on this short music break.
I want to be loved for our love. To bani fago, pẹ̀lú ọmọ tí mo lọ. Tó bá lówó má lọ máa pé pàtí ẹ̀ lọ́lẹ̀ orí máa mú ẹni o. Èkó lélẹ̀, Èkó làwọn o. Èkó lélẹ̀, àti Èkó làwọn o. Èkó lélẹ̀, wọ́n ní Èkó làwọn o. Wọ́n ní ìfọ̀rẹ́ Èkó lélẹ̀, wọ́n lọ Èkó làwọn o. Kí máa kó parí kàtà. No be wise for Lagos, no be wise for anywhere. Understand?
Yes, welcome back. It's my Lagos experience on Ifako Radio live from Ifako Jai local government. And I remain yours truly, the mayor of Lagos City, Olanireti Olusegun, and with us here live on Ifako Radio, my Lagos experience is Mr. Tunde Bello, a veteran journalist, our own legend in the industry. Sir, as a matter of fact, we want to state that the support you got from those that reached out to you was as a result of the price you have also paid in the industry. Of course. And if we never forget your person and the burden you bear for the local government. Sometimes we may do it to the right and we get it to the left. Let's look at the journey of journalism. What were your thoughts when you started Ifako Jai Post? What were you thinking?
Actually, I must be honest with you. Coming to Ifako Jai, though we have family who are here, who have houses and all sorts of things that are here, live here. I stay in Sudan. Okay. But because of this job, journalism, I was working with Concord. I was working with Concord. Later, I kept telling long that. Then from Concord, I went to this community paper. They call it Community Headline. It's based in the Pemude. Then from there, later, I went to Lagos Rising. I was there for a short period at Lagos Rising. From Lagos Rising, I started thinking of having a community newspaper just in the board of New York format. You know. I think New York Post. New York Post or New York Times. Something like that. And I said, how will I start? Then I have a friend who was working with this paper then. That paper is based in Atolba. I have him. His name is David Oladiji. He was working there. I do go there too. We have little things to do together. Call me today. Let's do one or two things there. He was a writer there. He was one of the editors there. Let me see. He was one of the editors there. I did go there. And from there, David, I have this dream. This community newspaper. I want to do it. Before then, we are doing this in Agege Times. Apart from Agege News, we had Agege Times. I was working with a lady, Jose. I will never forget that. Then, you know, it was from that community headline that we came together and said, let's start something around Agege. Then, Ifako Jai Post, Ifako Jai has not been.
Okay. Ifako was under Agege then.
Was under Agege then. Now, so let's have something like this. And we came together and we started Agege Times. It was registered. It was registered too as well. Then from there, later, something happened along that line. We went to establish another community principal at Kuchofe. She was saying that she was there. She now came and said that
she doesn't want to wow that sort.
Exactly. And that time we can't leave ourselves. We are so close. We are so close. We couldn't leave ourselves. We called me out today. Come on, let's do this thing. I have no choice than to follow her. Then we started Kuchofe Times. From there, somebody came as well. We were having, we were running that at any time. Then somebody else came and said, no, why do you want to limit yourself? But for the fact that I have that bias for community growth, especially grassroots journalism, so if they can have that in America, we can as well have that in Nigeria, especially in Lagos here. Then we started that. Lagos Times too. We brought them together. Then, from there, I said, look, let me just be focused. We can't continue having that. But for the fact that I've established Fakadare Post, when that time came, we started the Fakadare Post. I, myself, Oladimeji, and one Mrs. Idowu. I can never forget this. They contributed their part to the growth of Fakadare Post. Then later on, it's not easy when we are not actually looking for money. We are not looking for fame.
The passion was there, and you also wanted to project the community.
Just project this community.
But was there any support from the government in place then?
I must be honest with you, there wasn't any kind of support. There are a lot of people in business because we are very, very, very I don't want to use the word strict, but we are not biased.
Yeah, you balance your story to fair to all parties.
Exactly. We are fair to all, and we are not afraid of anything. We will carry the story as it is.
That was when journalism was properly practiced.
Exactly. I equally have a friend, I won't forget him as well, Shegun Fajiri, freedom writer. That Dr. Ayegun, he's in abroad now. He writes, he wrote. I don't know how.
So all these people were part of the team.
Yeah, they were part of the team. Each time they come, and I won't forget Bingadeniji.
Okay.
Bingadeniji is now in Canada. Biden is now in UK. But I won't forget all this. They all contributed to the growth of the Fakadare Post. Then I won't forget this lady too. Iwande. Then later on, Folashade also came. Abadili also came. They all supported the growth of this.
But did you not approach the government in place then for support?
Let me tell you one thing. It depends on interest. We are very close to the community. We carry most of our stories on what the community says and what we usually observe in the local government. The government of that day was so afraid that what are these people carry? Because our paper then, at least at that time, was reaching Alausa. Wow. We spread to Alausa, we spread to all corners of government listening. So there was, what do you expect from that? We even wrote a story about local government then. I will never forget that story. To the extent that the government of that day, the state government was calling on the government of that day. Is it true that you people bought these cars, these amounts? They call them, and unfortunately,
based on your publication.
Yeah, based on our publication, they call them and they query them. And to the extent that even they took that report to Alausa, and those people We are even telling them, look, look at this paper. You can't compare it. It's just a paper that match any national newspaper. It was even said in Abuja. Because I remember checking, usually go to Abuja, goes there, then they talk. At least we have met. Then at Abuja, we met Senator Dosunu. Then we met Lola, this daughter of late MKO Abiola. We met him. They all saw this paper. They were surprised. Yeah, this paper is coming out from this local government. They above all, we couldn't get any support from the government.
So
we are afraid.
What kept you going on, despite not getting support from the government?
You see, when you have a good thing, when you have a good product, believe me, you'll be embraced by other people. If the government is not even ready to support you. Let me remember this man was an honorable newspaper government. Okay. That is Honorable Morari.
Okay, Babajide Omorare, former majority leader of State House of Assembly.
He equally played his part. I must be honest with you. He went to the extent of making it a mouthpiece of the Lagos State House of Assembly.
Wow.
To the extent that they were even trying to invite us. The guy even took it up. Took it up to the governor. Then that probably can get the kind of support for us from government, especially in the advertorial area. I remember he told me to meet Honorable Bami Beton there.
Okay.
Equally we met Alaki. They were surprised seeing this kind of papers. Who is editing and who is
publishing
this newspaper? That the paper competes probably with any national newspaper. He asked us that and said, look, you guys should go and bring proposals, please, so that we can get support from the state government. I'm not going to try the best. The first line, I said the first line that I'm using today, the MTN line, was given to me by Omowari. I was just shocked. I was just sleeping one day when one of his aides came and said, nobody said I should give you this. And that was only about 2 months or 3 months when that product came. But I was just surprised. So, from there we had a kind of close relationship, and he has a kind of interest in that.
That means there were some people that really admire and appreciate what you were doing.
Exactly. I'm not going to you. The community, give it to the community as well. People like.
So the response from the community was also.
Yes. People, let me just mention names because I won't forget these people. They are part of my story. Alhaji Lawal, that was
former CDC chairman
at
Ojokoro.
Then we are not even talking about Ojokoro, we are talking about it generally. She did not do it. I won't forget him. There's one other pastor. I won't forget most of these people. These sets are fantastic. They are concerned about the development of their various community. And the government always call them rebels. And if you are against any government, they will call you rebel. But these are CDC or CDS members who knows their owners.
Yes.
And they know what they actually know what they want. They want the development of the local government. So I must give time to this.
All right, you can follow us on Facebook. It is Ipako Radio on Instagram, Ipako_radio on YouTube, Ipako Radio on X, formerly Twitter, Ipako Radio WhatsApp channel, Ipako Radio. You can drop your comments, suggestions, contributions, or recommendations. And you can as well reach us on 09122227433, 09122227433. We still have the veteran journalist publisher, Mr. Tunde Bello, in house. So you pioneer community journalism in Ipako Jai. But today, there are several publications, both print, online, and what have you. When you see those things, how do you?
Well, there's no how someone will feel than being proud I know why. Because this is a digital age. This is a digital age.
Yes.
In every minute, every second, things must actually develop. And that is exactly what has happened to the media today. When we talk about print, talk about broadcast.
Even online.
Even online, you can't. There's nothing you can do about it because you have to move with the time. I must commend the publisher of Radio Ifako. I must commend you.
Thank you, sir.
You've done a great thing, and I just wish some of the mistakes we made that we should not make it. Actually, we did not make mistakes just because of the society. Because you need a lot of support. People need to support you. People need to not that you just come here or you just you need a lot of support because those are the kind of things that affected
those things you didn't get during your time.
Exactly, Radio Ifako has come to stay. That is a good thing. My only prayer is that you should keep it up. My only prayer is also to look at the business aspect of it. Because the business aspect, we are not looking at when we started Fakodia.
You did that for passion.
I did it for passion.
The community.
Exactly. Look, I must not forget one other person. That is Prince Blair. Prince Blair, I must not forget that man. I know what he did. He was very supportive. Mentor. In terms of mentorship as well, just like Ahmed Obishuri. I don't look at money aspect of anything in life. What I look at is the interest that person has to keep us going. And that is what has, even up to now, that's what has kept me to today. So going forward, I wish you the best.
Thank you, sir.
I pray that the people of Fakodia and the people should actually rally around you. They should not look at if you empower this, if you do this and that, this is what will happen. Because that was what those people were thinking that time when we were doing Fakodia post. I remember we had a clash with the legislators then when we wrote that story on the car they bought, which was inflated. Because we told them we have our facts and figures, and when if they should go to court, we are ready for them. I remember that time. This guy, the minister for aviation then was our lawyer. He wrote Justice Kemo. We met him through Europaru. That's another person I will not forget. Victor Fanica, one of the
Civil servants.
The
information department.
Yes, and today wrong. Let me just talk about Fanica. Fanica was with us before he got our appointment. At least he did his best as well. So you see, when that issue of that letter, that misunderstanding between us and we are not afraid. We are ready. Even the legislators invited us. They said, we must come and prove our case because it was a very serious case. The matter was with the state government. The state government was not happy with it. Then, so to his glory, God do the best. I should surely thank his now late Honorable Adifat. Despite all the pressure he has and all the misunderstanding between us, he still called us, said, let's work together for the progress of this local government. Sometimes when people feel somehow that they have wrong discipline, they will try and bring it together.
It's a show remorse.
Yeah, exactly.
That
was what
Honorable Adefola
did. So I give it to him because when we started this local government and that paper, he tried his own best. Even we are not getting that kind of support because we are giving to the other guy. And the other guy now leads. He was one that they were supporting. But when they got to Alausa, they told them, say, you cannot compare this with this. They were shocked.
Sir, are you not, will you agree with me? Because if you look at it, journalism of late has been bastardized. You see a lot of people that does not even pass through the tutelage, practicing journalism, and they don't understand the ethics of the profession. And as a result of we want to make money, they get support from this particular government. They are doing the bid of the government. Is it not as a result of government, one, being partisan, secondly, ensuring that those that are being fair in their reportage are not getting support? How will you react to that, sir?
You see, it's a very funny thing, you know, and you should know in life that if you are not with particular governments, forget it, you won't get anything. They will try to destroy you.
That's a terrible one.
And that's exactly what is happening. It's very unfortunate. The kind of people who are in journalism today. I remember in our days, I went through the mill. And I give glory to God for that. Even through this community, I should be traveling every day. I should be traveling every year. Even 2, 3, or 4 times a year to foreign countries. I was able to attend that of Denmark and that of Ethiopia.
I think I saw the pictures.
Yeah. So you see, I should be traveling. So that's why, you know, in those days, we have passion for the job. And we know what we are doing because we believe in that practice, we believe in that cause. But you know, if a government, if you don't support a government or support certain people, they will try to kill your dream or kill your let me see your dream. And either the prints, the online or whatever it is. So we are not actually we are not ready for that. But we believe that that's what you are doing should sell you.
Yes.
So that was exactly what happened. But today, it's not. Even the chairman of the local government may not want to see you. Not to talk of somebody in the House of Assembly or in any. I know the biggest.
And charity, they say, begins from home.
Exactly.
At least they should champion the cause from home first.
Exactly. Even a lot of people are asking me. So that was one of the reasons that shifted my base to Global Times International. And immediately I started Global Times International, I saw a lot of assistance, most especially from the corporate bodies. You know, that's why, you know, when I look back, most of us just have passion for the job, for that profession. We just have passion for it. And that's why we are not bothered about money. But today, if you don't have money, just forget it. They will look down on you. And that's one of the reasons why I said, this really, if I must not die.
Amen.
Because I just believe it's a new thing, and it's one of those things that some of us have done, if not on online, at least on the print, and what we have seen and what we have observed. So that's why I believe that we should go beyond this local government as well. We should look at aspects of the business, like I earlier said. Don't mind anybody, just look at the business aspect of it. That is when you have a say. There are a lot of businesses around that you can actually meet, and some, especially in the private sectors. By the time you establish yourself with that aspect, at least, you know, the story will be very, very different.
All right, I believe you're speaking from experience.
Exactly.
And you also want us to grow. And I pray that it will happen in your lifetime. And we'll all have our testimonies. Sir, on Facebook, there's a comment coming from Mr. Olaniyi David. He says, kudos to our able journalist veteran. You have paid the price of journalism in Ipapo-Ojai and Lagos at large. We do feel your positive impact at the grassroots journalism. You have done well, Mr. Tunde Bello. When you get words like this, how do you feel, sir?
How will I not feel delighted? Because David too has done his best. He was very supportive once in a while. He was good counselor during his time. I give him kudos. Because there are so many things the guy did, and we couldn't hide that. If I roll it out for you, especially on that road, this colored road, some people didn't know what he has done, but it was the inlet road that most of you saw or are seeing was done by him. It was because he wrote letter to the ministry and they called the Arab contractor to order and said, look, you must have to do this. You don't leave that. But the inlet roads, let's find a way of at least doing a gutter to some certain limits. And they did it. And that was the time of Honorable Saka, who I equally give a kind of kudos because he tried his own best on his own time, no matter what people might say about him. But he at least during his own tenure, he was able to empower so many people. But the problem is this. Let me just say, the problem is this. I have seen one thing that no matter how we empower the politicians, if you don't mentor them, you don't follow what you give to them. At the end of the day, it will be like doing nothing.
It will be a waste in the long run.
A waste in the long run. Let's be honest to ourselves. There's no honorable that has not done better in this program. There's no honorable that has not done anything in this program. Give it to Tokyo as well. He's doing fantastically well. But my problem is most of these people that you are giving empowering. Even look at what our dear brother is doing. When we talk about empowerment, he did it greatly. Let's be honest with ourselves. That's one area I give him kudos. Look at Olaban Dotu. Honorable did his best. There's always concern about the people. But the problem is this. I keep on saying it. Look at what this Omishore also did. Omishore probably is a man from the community. He's always concerned about anytime they are doing roads, he makes sure that he monitor it.
And monitoring is one key aspect of any project.
Exactly. And anything he notices, then he will bring it to the House of Assembly. Even you will write the governor. I remember what the governor was saying that time. Say, this man, I don't know, they didn't even like his face. Why? Because he always write, and he constantly fights with this man, the speaker then. They had current most of the time to the extent that they might not even take him to the executive and legislative party that they usually have sometimes, because the governor will not be happy even seeing
his face.
That was Fashola then. Look at Makinde too. All of them did their best. But that problem I have is that monitoring and asking these people, even whatever you give them, still monitor them and ask them.
Are they also empowering the right set of people?
That's another thing. That's another thing. It's not a question of I want to empower this, then you give me what's it called? You give me this grinding machine. If I don't like it, I will sell it.
Yeah, sure.
And that is what has been happening. I noticed that especially the political cycle, and which is very, very wrong.
So at least there should be a meeting of minds. Your opinion must be sort of
exactly. That is how it should be. I remember when Senator Yayi did a lot for our people. I was present at that time, and I was shocked. I had to call his PA, one of his PA, and said, look, these people telling what they gave them. What they gave them is not that $1 million. Now, the end of the what happened? They sold those things And that immediately they finish this fishing training. You know that our people sold
the fingerling,
exactly everything. They sold. I was so struck. I was just looking like this. I was shocked. That was the first time I was shocked in my life. I said, what is this?
So it's tantamount to a waste.
Exactly. So these people cannot put this into practice. They cannot hire a place and said, okay, let me see. Probably maybe I can make something out of this. They couldn't. They just sold it. And that is what has been happening with the class.
Let's look at it, Pakonjai. If you have the power today, what is one thing you will want to change about it?
Look, I know I can't be the council chairman of this president. I don't know God's will. But let's get close to those who are trying to live their legacies. There has to be the one thing that we can change so many things. We can change so many things. I believe an area cannot be like this in the next 2-3 years without changing that.
At least they should give it a new face.
Exactly. It can be given a new face. We are talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu today. Fine, it's at the federal level or state level that. Look at what he did. Look at some of the things, some of the areas he has changed. That's the co-Atlantic there. If someone has an opportunity to be a local government chairman, some people are living a kind of legacy that at least is worth seeing and is worth talking about. That is one thing. I don't want to talk about outsiders. Let's talk about this local government. I believe a lot of things can be changed. I believe a lot of impact. It's not going to be easy, but you change it from the political class to country level, even education wise, and even health sector. When I met before President died, the person
as a former leader of the legislative arm of the
during their own time, I knew what they did, and I know another thing. The guy is always very proud of the post. He said one that without seeing the post, the story of local government is not complete. I remember that we've been using that quotation before we stopped that municipal. We are going to stop it. Totally, we will soon be starting once in a while. I know it's not going to be easy, unlike before. Then I knew what he said when he talked about, he has brilliant ideas. He has a lot of brilliant ideas. So it's unfortunate that he couldn't become council chairman. At least during his own time, he also tried to participate, and those who made him, I don't want to go through his story. Let me just forget about the story.
All right.
But excuse me. But he mentioned one thing which he said there's no area where one cannot generate money. So it's unfortunate that those ideas died with him. Say, even in the education sector, you can make money into the cover of the council costs. In health, you can make money. In infrastructure or whatever it is, the local government can equally make money. But the problem I say is, how bold are some of these our
public officers?
How bold are they? I was just going, I was remembering one thing that we used to have during my bachelor. I remember we used to have planting of trees.
Yes.
But how many
on the street of Lagos?
But how many? I was fighting with our Apostle 2 days ago on the platform we were together, the one bigger platform, which are mostly of publishers and both national and community level and some good journalists. I was asking, I said, what do you mean by that? You said your government has done this and done that. Look at what we are saying. How can you, a whole 8 years We are getting to almost 7 years of look at how many trees have we planted that have grown. Like grown fashion has great passion for it. And you can see it all over Lagos. And those are the things that still remain. You can investigate this. There's no that kind of continuity. But every year they budgeted money for tree planting. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? When they budgeted, how many of the trees that they have planted throughout Lagos State that have been nurtured to grow?
Maybe they planted the money itself.
Probably that's what exactly happened. You are right. It's so unfortunate. It's very, very so unfortunate. They couldn't continue that, and it happens from the state to the local.
Sir, you have given so much to journalism as a profession and community reporting without getting much in return. Will you allow any of your children to practice journalism?
I must be honest with you. I will leave that to my child or to my children to decide that. But actually, I don't think I wanted to go into journalism at initial stage. My plan was to be a pilot. And I remember was a great headmaster, was a great principal, Sadiku. Everybody knew Sadiku. He was also competed for Lagos State. I think it was from Ekpe. He was our principal there. When he was asking every one of us, what do you want to be in life? I said, I want to become a pilot. He said, he wants to become advanced driver. When he said he wants to become advanced, I just laughed. I was sad now looking at myself, advanced driver. You know what it means to be a driver? Even if you are a driver with somebody, when someone told you that that person is an advanced driver, you get confused.
Sure.
You get confused. So I was just looking at that. But I was not deterred by that. But then I remember when I was in Surulere, I used to buy 4 or 5 papers. I was so young then. I was probably in class 2, from one day itself. Usually buy 3 papers I buy, then Concord, Guardian, these are the papers, then Punch, and no, not even Punch, Tribune, and Daily Times. 4 or 5 papers on my own. Every morning I'll just go and stay outside. I think that too equally encouraged me to journalism. I used to read about great columnists, great journalists, people like David Giwa. I was fascinated by them. People like David Giwa, people like people like David Giwa. Those that said Yakubu Mohammed. Those that said Reheku. Then Tunji Bello. I used to read about all these great people who are great columnists whose passion for journalism
was 100%.
Yes, very obvious. No, they equally motivated.
Sir, let me note, today you're not a pilot, but you piloted community journalism, and for some of us, we are very impressed, and we hold you in high esteem. And your name is already written in gold. We are only praying to God to enable you reap the fruits of the hard-earned labor, because we know you have sweat, and by the special grace of God, you will still hold your arms relaxed like this and be refreshed, whether the devil likes it or not. Moving forward, sir, I still want to ask you 1 or 2 questions about Lagos and your Lagos experience. But before we get there, you had this challenge with your wife's health then, and after her demise, how has life taken toll on you? You mentioned something about your health too. Do you mind to share a bit what is really happening and what is needed?
I don't know how to start. I don't know where to start. I'll be honest, I didn't know how to start. Because it was something someone didn't expect, and it occurred. And when it occurred, especially when it was getting to a stage where cancer was the cause. When the doctor now said cancer was the cause, health challenges, I became depressed because we don't know what cancer is. So before they could, we have spent all the money in our hands. This was a woman. I moved from one place to the other. But the time we went to
there was a time I tried to reach you and you said you were not in Nigeria.
Exactly. No, it was not because of this our health problems that we were able to get to Cotonou. But that time was the period they were strike, and because we had lawsuits,
and she needed attention.
So it was very challenging, even to the extent that Honorable Chirugu was very close to me at that time. We were together. Never knew that I was in Cotonou. So later, I told him that I've carried Madame to Cotonou, carrying not to Cotonou, to almost inner part of the Republic of Benin, very close to the day.
Wow.
That time. So that what are we going to do? We have no other choice that time, because one time was running out there. We can't just abandon our health and said that we have language barrier. We kind of I don't hear
their language.
Their language are French, and although some of them heard Yoruba.
Yes.
But that their Yoruba is not like the kind of thing we can actually understand. So it was not an easy thing. That period. So it was very challenging. So, and then I was also having an head issue because I was not carrying her. From there, I have a kind of back pains that developed so seriously.
But how are you feeling now?
Well, I still go to the hospital to attend to take
go for checkups.
Go for checkup. At least like 2 weeks. Like last week, I was in the general hospital to complain as well. But the back pain has not been easy, so I will have to go through the physiotherapy, which I'm also taking. But still, I have a lot of pains, inner pains. Well, I remember what doctor told me. You don't take time. He said something that I always, every day, I always think about because of the back.
The fact remains you also need medical attention.
Exactly.
And no doubt that will require some funds.
Exactly. But still, I still thank God. that I'm still alive.
To the glory of God.
So it has not been.
You still have so many years ahead of you. You still have by the special grace.
I pray because it's God that owns life. So
and help will also come your way.
Amen. Anything that's occurred to me that I haven't believed that I've paid my dues.
You have.
I have one thing that at least when we talk of journalism today, or grassroots journalism today, I think I think at the time Governor Ambode was there, he tried a lot of community newspaper. Tried a lot of people. They were able to raise up a community journalism forum to the extent that we haven't been sent to training once in a while. I mean, that was done by two Honorable Beton. He did a done the Ambode period. They did a lot of work. To the extent that when my wife, who wasn't, it's not everyone that will believe what you are doing sometimes. When he even heard it on television, on radio, on television too, he was shocked that at least my name, that committee by Fakojaye Post is number 3 or 4.
The government recognized you.
Exactly. Even when I was doing my birthday, they will send gifts, they will send cards, and that was the card you even see on that Facebook. They will send a card.
But those things are no longer in place by the government.
Everybody is just interested in what they want to take away. Then that kind of recognition is there. Even those who are even recognized at their parties, not those who are rooted in grassroots. And if you don't have somebody who is going to champion that cause, what else do you want? What else? Do you think you can get anything? When you made an effort when someone came on board, I remember our president then, they made an effort, but unfortunately it was, the person there wasn't having the kind of interest. We tried to, see today, though they still have a forum, and that forum is still, once in a while they called, but how many of us will, because we look at, the journalists will always be journalists, but we look at what they want to give us.
Let's believe there will be a revival.
I pray there will be a revival, but journalism has now taken a new course, a new direction. Now, it has taken a new direction. Imagine, they have online. Most people are not even trained.
Are practicing journalism.
They don't know the ethics. They don't know the 5W and H of journalism.
Exactly. They just write.
So what do you expect from those? And these are the people that the government or some people recognize. So those who have paid their dues, or those who have that passion for journalism are no longer there. So they are no longer there. So what are we talking about? So and what do you expect from that kind of result? So I'm not the kind of person who will come and meet you and beg for me. I remember when somebody was telling me, no. I want to let me do something for you. So that you pay me for what I've done for you. I don't want that your money.
Yes, the people of Ifakojaye, the good people for that matter of Ifakojaye, Lagos and Nigeria, and those that are also watching from the diaspora are listening, and I believe with good conscience, people must initiate action as a matter of acceleration by the special grace of God. So, we have fast spent our time, almost an hour now. But before we go, what has your Lagos experience been like? You said that you were once in Surulere, now in Ifako, and you've been privileged to travel to some of the states of the nation, even outside Nigeria. Your Lagos experience in just a minute. How has it been?
It has been colorful. Let's be honest with ourselves. It has been colorful. Though I was born right here in
Agege.
Yes.
Wow.
Before we moved, my parents moved to Surulere because we have a family
still in Lagos.
So, and moving to Ifakojaye, here though we have some of my siblings, some of my parents too, my brothers, my elderly brothers, my sisters. They also people have houses around here, around Ifakojaye, and they live here. So you see that Lagos experience. If you look back, you must be grateful to Asiwaju, because Lagos has developed rapidly. You can't take that away from me. I'm a journalist, fine. But Asiwaju has done something that no one should ever forget. Even when it's talking bad about Asiwaju, they are being stupid. I'm sorry to use that word, but that's the fact. But this man has changed Lagos
from what it used to be.
Okay, imagine the federal government then was talking about this Babish. Just look how, go to that Victoria Island today. Hardly you could see, how will I call it? When rain fall, how can you see erosion? How can you see some of these roads being washed away? Through what actually adopted, and that has stopped. That has stopped. Look at Eco Atlantic today. And it's through his own effort too. So actually has changed. Actually changed to this year, to what we are, for the fact that the government was able to maintain themselves, was able to continue what their predecessors did. The Lagos experience is quite very, very exciting, and must be close to all those who have been with him to bring the kind of change, the kind of development that Lagos State is witnessing today. If not him, then who else should we be talking about? So, and I believe this same man is trying to do the same, or reciprocate the same at the federal level. I wish God to give him that credit. But our people in the faculty should learn from what he did. From what he did. We should be able to change an area. And, because I don't believe in the kind of government that will not be able to change at least an area. It's not a question of infrastructure alone. There are a lot of things that
just to add value.
To add value.
Positive impact.
Exactly. That when you even come from abroad and say, this, let's even look at Amosu, what he did in Ogun State. Oh, that was a fantastic administrator as well, or governor as well. Look at his 8 years. If we have people that can continue what he did. I remember when we were in a session with him, he said, my hope is that we will not be going to Lagos to buy anything. They will stay right.
That was a vision.
He has a vision. So he said, look, we are going to be the greatest beneficiary of what Lagos is doing. And he meant it. Look at even we are still talking about him today. These are the kind of people we are saying. These are the kind of people who have mission, who are visionary, who knows what they are doing, and who knows where they want to be the next.
Veterans, we allow you continue to go on and on and on. And it's been a wonderful segment with you here, live on the Papa Radio. And we pray that when next we call on you, you also honor us with your invite.
I'm ready. Just a minute, please. Let me call it thank JJ Johnson, Professor JJ Johnson. I must commend his set when he was a counselor. And I'm saying today, these are the kind of people you want to be spoken of. I commend his efforts, and may God be with him as well. Because I know he's trying to rejuvenate and bring up the junior ones who are trying to mentor a lot of people. I give him kudos. God be with him.
All right, we want to thank you so much too for being who you are, for being a veteran, for being the foundation that most of us are building upon. Thank you so much. We pray that God will grant you perfect health and enable you to eat the fruit of the hard and labor. And you still have so many years ahead of you, and you shall be celebrated. Whether the devil likes it or not, as far as Lagos, Nigeria is concerned, you definitely be celebrated. We want to thank the people for being part of this program as well. You can always reach us on 09122227433, and we'll be calling it a day. Hope to be back. Same station, same program, My Lagos Experience, from Ifako Radio, from here to the world. I am yours truly, Olanireti Olusegun. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much. for having me.
You know if you wise for Lagos, you know if you wise for anywhere.
Yes, sir.